Hi everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today we're diving into how you absolutely need to transform your content strategy for the massive shift toward AI-driven search. This is all based on a really fantastic, actionable guide by Deepak G. For over 20 years, we've all been trained to do the exact same thing. Type in a keyword, click a link, and just hop from page to page. But that world, it's fundamentally changing right in front of us, and we really need to adapt.
Okay, let's kick things off with a massive number. Microsoft recently reported a staggering 357% year-over-year increase in AI-driven referrals to certain websites. Seriously, 357%. This isn't just a minor blip on the radar. This is a huge structural change in how traffic actually flows across the internet. AI tools aren't just answering questions in a vacuum anymore. They're already sending massive volumes of users directly to online content.
And that brings us to the million-dollar question you really have to ask yourself right now. When an AI system like ChatGPT, or Google's AI Overview, or Perplexity summarizes the web to instantly answer a user's query, is your brand actually being recommended as the source, or are you just left completely in the dark? Today, we're going to make sure you're part of the answer.
All right, let's get into Act 1, the AI search shift. Think about this for a second. We're officially moving away from the era of simply chasing traditional search rankings. According to projections from SEMrush, AI-driven search is expected to completely overtake traditional search by 2028. No joke. This isn't some distant sci-fi trend you can just put off dealing with until next year. It's a paradigm shift happening right now, today. And waiting too long? That just means you're actively losing ground to competitors who are moving early.
It's literally a night and day difference between traditional SEO and AI SEO. Traditional tactics, they focused heavily on keyword density, building backlinks, and trying to, manipulate algorithms. But AI SEO demands something entirely different. AI search rewards clear context, deep value, and immediate usefulness over clever tricks. You are now being rewarded for actually answering real questions and explaining concepts clearly.
Moving on to Act 2. How AI search works.
So to beat the system, you kind of have to understand the system, right? We have to know exactly how the machine processes our content. It all starts with natural language processing, or NLP. NLP is what allows the AI to interpret the actual context of a query. It's not just matching the words you typed, it's looking at time, location, and mapping real relationships. If someone searches best laptop or students, and then follows up with, how about under $500, the AI remembers the context and refines the intent automatically. This all builds into what we can think of as the smart librarian process. The AI acts just like a hyper-efficient librarian. It scans everything available, parses the content into bite-sized chunks, evaluates the authority of those pieces, and then stitches the absolute best short paragraphs or tables together to form a really concise summary for the user. It basically reads all the books, clips out the best passages, and just hands you the final answer.
But here's a little technical secret you absolutely must understand. AI doesn't always evaluate your entire page all at once. It chunks your content. It breaks it down into short paragraphs, Q&As, lists, and tables. If your brilliant, industry-leading insights are buried in a massive, unbroken wall of text, the AI is probably going to skip right over them during this parsing process. It simply cannot extract the value efficiently. Which brings us to Act 3, Structuring for the AI.
Since we know how AI parses information, we've got to adapt our structure to make our content incredibly easy to extract. Structure is just as important as substance now, and it starts right at the top. You have to be direct with your H1 tags and titles. Avoid clever but vague titles. Something like "the future of search" might sound really punchy, but how to optimize your content for AI-driven search tells the AI model exactly what problem your page solves. Clarity is king here. You've also got to rethink those subheadings. Framing your H2 and H3 tags as direct questions is a super effective strategy. Why? Well, because AI systems absolutely love direct answers. When you use a question and answer format, you're mirroring exactly how users are prompting the AI, and you're mirroring how the AI wants to present the information back to them. And please, don't sleep on formatting. Visual data isn't just to make things look pretty for human eyes anymore. Employing short lists, bullet points, and clean tables actually helps the AI quickly identify and extract your key takeaways in seconds. If you have a really dense paragraph explaining a process, turn it into a bulleted list, it significantly increases the chances of your content being featured as the definitive answer.
Let's shift gears to Act 4, the strategic advantage.
I know a lot of marketers are panicking right now. They fear this entirely new paradigm means the death of the click, but it actually presents a massive strategic opportunity for you. According to a recent study by Smarty Marketing, a full 90% of businesses are currently worried about their brand's visibility in the AI era. Everyone is scrambling to figure this out. That means if you start optimizing today, you have a massive early mover advantage. AI systems are still actively learning which sources to trust.
So how do you become that trusted source? By leaning heavily into EAT, experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. AI models are explicitly trained to prioritize this framework. By demonstrating real-world, first-hand experience, and crystal-clear expertise. I'm talking specific use cases, accurate data, and insights a robot simply cannot replicate. You create the natural authority that these AI systems are actively searching for. And here's the real silver lining to the whole death of the click fear. AI-driven traffic often arrives with much stronger intent. Think about it. The viewers arriving at your site via a link in an AI answer have already been informed by the summary. They aren't just casually browsing or bouncing around. They're highly targeted, they already understand the context, and they're way more ready to trust your brand and actually take action.
All right, let's wrap this up with Act 5, your optimization playbook.
Let's turn all this theory into a concrete plan you can use today. Start with an AI content audit. Just ask yourself, are you answering specific questions clearly? And hey, do not ignore technical SEO. Optimizing your page speed, mobile experience, browser caching, and using clean schema markup, all of that still heavily signals quality and relevance directly to the AI models. Combine that with natural conversational language and up-to-date facts, and you are building exactly what the AI wants to serve.
On the flip side, you've got to avoid some really common technical traps. We already mentioned avoiding massive blocks of text, but equally dangerous is trapping your data. If your key insights are locked inside an image or buried in a downloadable PDF, the AI might just miss them entirely. It relies primarily on readable HTML text. Also, using heavy jargon and unsubstantiated claims like the ultimate or the best without factual evidence, that's actually going to reduce your clarity and trust scores.
And of course, to know if any of this is actually working, you need to evolve your analytics. Traditional metrics like click-through rates and organic traffic are still important, sure, but you now need to track specific AI performance metrics. Are you seeing brand mentions in AI answers? Are you getting referral traffic specifically from tools like Perplexity or ChatGPT? Expanding your measurement is literally the only way to get a complete picture of your performance in this new era. I'm going to leave you with this final thought to chew on. Are you optimizing for the algorithm, or are you optimizing for human clarity? Because at the end of the day, AI systems are designed entirely to prioritize human-friendly content. If you focus deeply on providing real value, clean structure, and clear answers for humans, you are simultaneously future-proofing your content for whatever AI search becomes next. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you in the next one.